Well, voters will decide today who will represent them federally in the riding of Battle River-Crowfoot. Conservative leader Poilievre is expected to win. Now, the question is by how much? So joining us now this morning, CTV National's Colton Praill, live from Camrose. Good morning. And Colton, we want to know, so what does success look for tonight for the Conservative leader?
Yeah, good morning, Nariman. It's an interesting question. You look at the last 2 decades, and every election, the Conservatives have won this riding with 80% of the vote, bar one. 2021, Damien Kirk, a lowly 71%. Winning here really isn't the challenge for Mr. Poilievre. And as long as there's not a massive margin between his margin of victory and previous margins, there really shouldn't be too much to read into it. Even if he performs lower than the roughly 83% Damien Kirk got in April, that's not a big deal. It's a by-election. It's near harvest season. There's voter fatigue. You know, for some people in this riding, it's the third time they're voting in just, 6 or 7 months at this point in time because of the provincial by-election that took place. There are lots of reasons that you could explain away not getting up to 83%. If you're talking, around 50%, then certainly we've got to, raise that, and there will be questions. But for the most part, this is expected to be smooth sailing. Success for him is how he takes what happens today and moves forward with it, because he's going to be facing a leadership review in January in Calgary, and that's the big hurdle for Mr. Poilievre. It's getting through that, ensuring that he stays on as Conservative leader, and then steering this party towards the next election, whether that's in a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it ends up being, making sure that this party is ready for that. And the challenge that he has so far is that in that last election, it really appears, you talk to pollsters, as though he had maximized the Conservative base. Getting to about 41% is where they got to and then topped off. And what we saw with the eventual Liberal win was the collapse of the NDP, the emergence of Donald Trump, and it pushed the Liberals to heights that they had never reached before. And so the question is, can Mr. Poilievre maintain the coalition that he built in this election? And that starts with this by-election. It starts with getting back into the House of Commons, and it starts with continuing to be relevant. Without being in the House of Commons, we saw him fade a little bit from the spotlight for most people. If you're a political like myself, you're following it all the time, he's always been there. But for the average person, they've seen and heard a little bit less from him over the past few months as he's been focused on his campaign here in Battle River-Crowfoot. And so, after today, if he gets back to the House of Commons, the priority is making headlines. It's being in front of people again and ensuring the growth that the Conservative Party saw in that last campaign continues into the next one.
And Colton has mentioned all political eyes are going to be on that rural riding here in Alberta. Thank you for your expertise. And a lot more storylines coming out of this by-election. Thank you.